Good morning, I'm Jennifer from Screen Door Needleworks, and I am here for Flosstube number 8. I have whips, a few sows that I'm working in on finishes, and I think that's it. So let's just jump right in. All right, my first whip that I worked on, and I don't feel like I got a whole ton done since last time I was here, like three and a half weeks ago, because I was knee deep in model stitching and I felt like it was never gonna end. But you know, like it always does, it did end. I finished them and I'm super excited. So for the next little bit, I'm just gonna focus stitching on my whips that I enjoy, that I've missed being able to work on. And yeah, so the first one that I did get a little bit more done on is Harriet Salt from Hands Across the Sea. I am now fully all the way across the width, and I got a little bit more done going up and down. I worked on some four-sided stitch letters there. My favorite so far though is these little curlicue alphabet letters at the top. The full chart is, it's a Bristol sampler, Harriet Salt 1866, and I just love it. At first when I pulled this one out, I was kind of worried that I'd get tired of stitching just red. You know, that is a lot of red. I'm gonna guess it's like gonna take 6 spools or something. I'm using 103 silks, but back to the afraid it was gonna get kind of just monotonous. It hasn't, and surprisingly, it has been the opposite. It has been very fun to work on. It's a nice, relaxing stitch. You don't have to pay attention to messing up colors, color switching, all of that stuff. You can just stitch. Color number 664. And another reason I really like 103s is, especially for a project like this, normally silks I cut pretty short, probably 14 inches, like I go really short, because the ends fray a lot faster and the rest of the silk gets kind of fuzzy from dragging through your fabric. So I stick with short ones. 103s, I don't have that problem. I will cut my pieces probably, gosh, 36 inches long, and I go to town on my stitching, and I have to stop and start a lot less when I use 103s. So that part is exciting for me because I don't like to stop and start. I'm just one of those. It's not a big deal, but for some reason I really just don't like it. Oh, I'm stitching this on 40 count dirty teacup. I'm sorry. I love it. And the reason I'm going like where I can get all the way across and then all the way down is so that I can finally cut my fabric with confidence that I'm not going to cut it too short, because that would be, I'd measure 10 times and still manage to cut it too short. I don't want to take that risk. I'm scared. So that's my first one. Second one is a teeny tiny one that I got a few more stitches in. This is Martha from Not Forgotten Farm. She's one of the little wee people. And I think last time I just had her head done maybe. So I got some of her dress or her collar and then started down her dress. And yeah. I've also finished Betsy and George. So she's my third, and I just ordered from Black Cat Stitchery. Oh gosh, it starts with an H, I want to say. It's the pumpkin head guy. And also one other. I don't even remember, but they were adorable, so I felt like I needed them. The cat, maybe? I don't know. But those are on their way to me, and I have a ton of the others as if I don't know. I ordered a bunch from Thread the Needle Stitchery, and can't wait to get started. Oh, sorry, wobble. get started on the Thanksgiving ones. Priscilla and her husband, what's his name? John. So I'm going to start on those two after I finish Martha. And those are fun, just little, when I just need a quick break from whatever it is I've been heavily focusing on, I like pulling that out because it's small enough that I can just do a little bit, but the progress is noticeable. This one, I don't have a picture of it because it's on my iPad. I bought the digital version at Jingle Ball last year. It's Teresa Kogut's Midnight Santa, and I am not very far, but the reason I picked it back up is because Pat Jo Riley on Instagram, Brendan the Cereal Starter, I think is where I heard it mentioned, possibly, does like weekly bite-sized chunk challenges, kind of, or Sal, I guess, so that it's more manageable and less daunting to make progress on. So I'm trying to get caught up. I think they are on week 3. They have the house done already, which is right here. I think maybe there's another tree or something on the other side of the house. So I'm trying to get caught up. I finished the tree, I believe. I need to do the base of this tree, and then I'll move on to what's right here, which is, I'm pretty sure the house. I'll do that, and then I think I'm caught up with them. I do not know if these are called for flosses or not. I want to say some might be, some probably aren't, because I wanted to start it immediately. That's why I bought the PDF. Normally I don't like buying just the PDF. I like to have the actual pattern, even though I take a picture of it and put it into Pattern Keeper. I'm just a pattern collector. It's my other hobby. So some of these might be, if I had it on hand, they are the called for. If I didn't have it on hand, then I just picked something close. I don't know the name of this fabric. I cannot remember. It's really hard to stitch on. So that's also been a challenge and kind of frustrating. I'm trying to decide if I want to stick it out and keep going on it because it is a gorgeous color, or if I want to switch it out to something else. We'll see. I might try. I'll at least stitch this top band, so even if I do switch to something else, I can make like a pillow of just the house portion and whatnot. And it's not a total loss. But that Midnight, I'm sure you've seen it. It's every Midnight Santa stocking. I just love it a lot. This one, Long May She Wave, is one of the Chessie and Me kits. I picked it up from the attic in May when we were there. And it comes with everything you need to stitch the front. It's not one that has like the backing and stuff included, but she gives you the needle, the silks, and that's where I am. And these are all my silks. They're Gloriana. Let me put this back in its bag. I'm sorry. It's the tag that tells me my little people. I probably did not tell you. I'm stitching it with random flosses that I had just thrown in a drawer that were just kind of one-offs. And I'm stitching it on 40 count sampler gold from Color and Cotton. I promise I am trying to get better about sharing the details. Okay, so this one, the linen came with it. I'm pretty sure it's a 36 count linen. Oh, it's 35 count tin roof from Weeks Dye Works. It's a really cool color. I like it a lot. And the threads, like I mentioned, I'm pretty certain are Gloriana. Let me double check. Yes, they are Gloriana. And so I have quite a bit of it done. The border here is all Smyrna crosses. And those birds and I think the lettering are all over 1. So that little bird is over 1. And in the instructions, I think she said to do it tent stitch. But I I don't know why my brain just can't, I think about it until I do the other cross. So I did full crosses, and it is a chunky bird. He got a little bit dense, but it worked still, so I'm pleased. I will make some more progress on that one, hopefully. I've done one other Chessie and Me kit too. The one, it's by the ocean. I don't remember the name. It's another patriotic one. That one's been fun. And the next one, Key to My Heart, is a kit from Samplers Not Forgotten. It comes with all your floss, backing fabric, trim, everything you need to make it look like that when you're complete. Last time we were together, I think I just had the heart stuff, and I've been working on the rose and the leaves, getting that complete. So not a ton left on this, but still enough that it's going to take me a little bit, because like I said, I work on a lot of stuff because I don't know why. I can't focus. So I only get a tiny bit done on each thing, but it doesn't bother me that some of them take forever. Some I do want finished like yesterday, but I still can't force myself to just sit there and focus. This one, I've been working, it feels like forever. These charts are so huge and dense, but they are so cute. The Quilting Bee Cross Stitch Club, pins and pin cushions. This is from Lori Holt, and it's through Fat Quarter Shop. Each, I think like every other month, I get a chart. There's 6 total. I have 3 of them so far. The 4th one is going to be here. I think it's scheduled for delivery on Monday, but I'm behind, so I'm kind of nervous. But I'm almost finished with this one, and I can start on the 3rd one and keep going. I'm stitching this one on Highbury Gold from Swan Bay Fabrics. It's a 40 count, and it's like a creamy yellow. It's very pretty, and it goes nicely with the Classic Colorworks floss pack that I got from Fat Quarter Shop. The thread, Just to Make You Happy Doodad 2, came from Fat Quarter Shop. The first one in the series, which was the sewing machine, I stitched on a really pretty cream and sugar maybe from Fiber on a Whim, and I lost it. Like, I cut the piece out to fully finish it, not a clue where I put the remainder of the fabric. So I switched to Highbury Gold, and I really wanted them all to be done the same, and I was gonna frame them all in the same style of frame but different colors. But I messed that up by losing my fabric. That's okay, they'll still be nice together and work out well. I can show the one I'm going to start once I finish. Oh, I guess I could tell you. So I need to finish this jar, and then a little bit of this safety pin, and right here there's a quilt block. But instead of the quilt block, I'm gonna find like an ornate initial and do a J right there. So getting close on that one. And then the next one I'll start on is this one, and I'm just gonna stitch the iron and do it as a pillow. I got that idea from someone on Instagram. I wanna say Red River Stitcher maybe. And I thought it was a great idea. I'm using all the called for Classic Colorworks floss, but some of them I did like change where the placement of it was, just as I felt like it. Okay, that's all my whips. All right, what I'll show you now is 3 fully finishes that I worked on because I had to get these done for Needlework Marketplace releases. The first one that I fully finished is my Christmas Cardinal. And I love this one. It is stitched on 40 count navy bean from Lakeside Linens using NPI silks. And I think it just turned out so cool. In the wing there, to give it just a little bit of something, I did eyelets. And the centers of the poinsettias are Smyrna crosses. However, what I like about that, for people who either don't like the specialty stitch look, or if you're on Ada, they can be done as over just regular cross stitches as well. So, and that's that red, it'll just be like a checkerboard wing because it's a darker red the eyelets are in. And I really like it. That is Christmas Cardinal, and it is releasing at Needlework Marketplace this weekend. Tomorrow, actually. The next one is Nativity. I restitched this. It's my second or third time I think third time to stitch this one actually. I've done it on 14 count Ada, 28 count Monaco, and now this one, 56 count linen. And I think it's so cute. I wish I knew where my others were just to see the size difference. Well, the 14 count and 28 count will be the same, but isn't that cute? And this time I went with 103 silks just because. In the charts I did list like the model, the silks, if I use silk or whatever I used on the model, and then I did a DMC conversion because that was requested, and I don't know why it didn't cross my mind before. So I'm in the process of updating all of my charts to have DMC conversions, because I know like that can be an investment. It's like it's a good silk stash builder if you wanted to, but if you don't want the investment, this one is super pretty. I love both of mine that I did in DMC too. The original two I did are DMC. So it looks good both ways. The next one, and right now I would tell you the linen I used. It's 56 count is all I can remember, but I do not know, cannot think of the name off the top of my head. This one is, I can't say, I think it's tied for favorite with Christmas Cardinal, Peace on Earth. It is stitched on 46 count Alpenglow, I do believe, from Cedar River. Yes, Alpenglow. And I used Gloriana silks for the model. These around, like the glow around the candle is eyelets, but again, if you don't like specialty stitches, they are charted as regular cross stitches, as are like these little berries. I chose eyelets, but they are charted as just regular stitches. And I think that just came out so pretty. I have it matted or on a mat like this just because I needed to frame it for cover photos. But I am going to take this one and have it actually framed so that it's, you know, it doesn't have the big giant top and bottom borders. And it's a little straighter. I'm not a framer by any means. I tried to lace it and that was hard. I don't know. I'm going to have to give that a second go on something smaller. So for now, it's just taped with like the finishing tape. But gorgeous. Peace on Earth available this weekend as well for Needlework shops to purchase. Oh, I did leave this out. Let me show you. So like I said, I stitched the model in Glorianas, which are fantastic. Like I just want to cover up with them. But you can see the DMCs, like really close. You're not going to have the variegation, of course, on the stuff. Like the border, you probably can't see it on camera, but this that looks like black, it's actually it's got variegation from a grayish navy color almost to black. This green is sassy green. It's got some decent amount of variegation, but even so, I think the DMC colors look quite nice if you don't have the silks and don't want to purchase silks. So that's a good option to keep costs more manageable. Okay. So those are my fully finishes. Yes. Next, I want to show you, just because fall is coming up and I need it to hurry up. I want it here like now. My girls were still out front swimming in a little kiddie pool we have in our courtyard earlier this morning. I was like, I'm done with swimming. I want sweater weather. But I just want to show you a few of the fall pieces I have that are available as PDFs, and they're also available from your local or favorite online shop. This is Give Thanks from Screen Door Needleworks. And I think that is just adorable for a super cute, quick, small. Here it is stitched on. So this one I think is 40 count. Pretty positive. Yes, 40. And this one is 46 count, just to show you a little bit of size difference. And the colors, this one, my mom did this one. She selected her own colors and chose to darken a few, change a few, and it's perfect. Love those. And little 1692, also Screen Door Needleworks. Love this one. I've also stitched this one on 14 count Aida. Again, it's probably packed away in a box because that's just what I do. When I run out of room for stuff, I shove it in those big Rubbermaid things, and I forget about it until I don't forget about it, and then I start purging. But that's a cute, fun little Halloween one that makes a perfect pillow. This one is on 40 count, and I want to say Gallows Hill from Needle and Flax, but love that one. Okay. Let me talk about now. Oh, I have another whip. So we'll do Sal's in my last whip. My last whip is Blackbird Designs from the Sewing Club book. I worked on this one for the Blackbird Academy Sal that Leah, Bloom, and Holly Jones are doing. I chose Tiny Treetops. And I chose it because I was like, oh, that doesn't look too big. That's totally manageable. And then I laughed once I got started. Here is what I did. And every single floss is a conversion. These are others I pulled out of my drawer of one-offs that I've dyed just for fun. Color and cottons, because I don't have many of those, so I just stuck them in my randoms drawer. And if I have, sorry if you heard my dog just laid down. That was hard. That made me lose my train of thought. Oh, if I have like if I only have like one stitch that I used off a piece of floss, I'll stick it in that drawer too. So I just pull from it as I need it. These colors are brighter than the standard typical Blackbird colors. Stitching it on 40 count Queen Anne from Color and Cotton. And I love the brighter colors, but I also just love the just standard Blackbird. So I'm trying to decide if I am happy I switched everything up. I think I am. They're pretty, and they look really good on this light colored fabric. So this is going, I'll probably get another day of work on it, like an hour or so, before I put it away and move on to September for the Blackbird Academy. But that one was fun to work on, and they also gave you just like these cute little, just to add to the fun of it, project pages. I filled mine out with all the info, and I printed one off for every month, well, except for the last month because I can't count, and I'm one short, so I do need to print one more off. And I have my syllabus, so I know what to work on. August is the alphabet. September is birds. So what I'm going to get back to for September is one I started as a blessing sampler. But I miscounted and I got frustrated, so I quit. What's it called? Our Home Sewing Box. I'm gonna finish mine as either framed or as a pillow though, not as a box. But that's it, so it's got the two little birds at the top. And what I'm gonna try to do, to see if I can make it work, I haven't looked at it closely enough yet to see if it will work, but my miscount, I'm not completely sure, but this plant right here, the leaf was gonna be in the way and touch the house because there's only one stitch between the house and that leaf, and mine was gonna be right up against the house. Oh, I'm sorry. And I didn't want it touching the house. So my option was to frog or throw a fit and quit working on it. And I chose to throw a fit. But then someone had a brilliant suggestion. They're like, why don't you just either make it taller, or then I got to thinking I could just make the stem a stitch shorter and it won't touch. And I won't have to frog. So even though it's not that much frogging, I don't want to frog. So I will instead spend 20 million more hours trying to figure out how to make it work. And I think I'm just gonna make that stem one shorter. Goodness gracious. I'm stitching it on Through the Looking Glass by Tabby Cat, and it's a really pretty color. Clearly, I'm not very good at showing my, I even got a board to try and help myself, but I don't think it's gonna help me because I'm not coordinated enough, am I? But you can see all of these colors are just beautiful. And they all show up nicely. There you go. Did I do a good job? So there's the called for colors, not the called for linen, but they still look fantastic. Oh, I love that. I'm excited to get back to seeing if making that just small one stitch change or whatever on that flower makes it where I don't have to frog. So thank you, whoever gave me that idea. I had not thought of that. And if it works, perfect. Okay, so there's my Academy piece. And then some more sals, I guess I should say. Carrie at Red Velvet Quilts and Chrys at the Eeyore Stitcher are starting the Equality Sampler by Plum Street Samplers on August 26th. And since I don't have enough, I'm gonna join them. I need another whip, and I'm excited about it. I've had this one mostly kitted up. It's got the overdyes. I do still need to add in the DMC and pick out a fabric, but I've had it partially kitted for 2 years maybe. So it's about time I get going on it and join a sal. Perfect. I'm gonna start with that eagle, even though that's the corner. Like normally I start where the white flower is, but I don't want to start on that big giant white flower. So I'm gonna start on the eagle on August 26th. If you'd like to join, they both talk about it in their most recent Flosstubes, and the details I believe are on Chris's Instagram post. The next one's not technically a sal, but I'm making it a sal. Emily at Shady Grove Stitcher, she is my biggest, and like, she twists my arm and influences me all the time. Hometown Holiday Sampler. I've been working on this for almost 2 years now, and let me show you what progress I have made. That, because you know, I put it away and then just kept starting other stuff instead of focusing. But she's working on this and she's already kind of far. Like, she's making me nervous. But I just went online at Fat Quarter Shop, scrolled through the NPI colors they have, and based on what it looked like on the internet, I purchased it, and those are the floss colors I'm using. The only one that might have been a little bit of a eek is the pink. It is a little bright. This blue is not that bright in person. These two aren't quite that bright in person. The pink is that bright in person. So it might be a bit much, but it's not used very much, so it'll be fine. And I'm going to get back to that and make it a sal, even if I'm the only one saling with Emily. She doesn't know it's a sal. So if you'd like to join us, I just unofficially put her in charge of a sal. Oh, and I'm stitching it on, that fabric was 46 count praline by Fiber on a Whim. Sorry, I'm getting all discombobulated over here. I've got too much mess is what I've got. Okay, so those are the 3 cells, right? Yes, okay. Next, Sampler September is coming up in what? When's September? Like a week and a half away, like right around the corner. And I'm gonna participate in my own little way, which means I'm gonna work on a bunch of samplers and not make much progress on any of them, but that's nothing wrong with that. The first one I want to get a little bit more done on is Elizabeth Stevenson from Hands Across the Sea Samplers. I like that picture is pretty, but oh, in person, those silk colors are fantastic. I just can't even. I purchased a piece of the called for fabric, just the ticket, by Tabby Cat from the attic, and it's like a piece that they cut to size, so you don't need to buy the whole piece. This is 56 count, and that's large. I'm going very, very slowly because, again, I don't know any, like if you can go quickly on 56 count, oh, praise you. But I will get a few more stitches in. I want to finish the bottom of this base, urn, whatever it is. Get those stitches completed and then move over and start working on the next floral motif. Not finished, but started. Oh, or maybe, oh gosh, no, I still have quite a bit to finish on this one. Okay, I want to just finish this whole motif and maybe that itty bitty baby one up there. That's what I'd like to do for Sampler September. I'm using the called for 103 silks. I am missing one of the colors. It was like out of stock everywhere. So I borrowed it from another project and I don't know what project that was, and it's not back in here. So I'll have to hunt that down. It's the pink 060 color. It's very pretty. I'm sorry. Next, I want to work a little bit more on Sarah A. Sanderson from the Scarlet House. I'm still up on the top band up there, all those trees. I think I made it to the halfway point on the trees. So I want to continue across and get to the other side. So I've done the first Yes, the first squirrel. So I am right here, and then that'll be halfway. So I want to finish the rest of this. That's ambitious, right? Okay. We'll see. That's what I'd like to do. I got this as a kit from the Homespun Needlework group, and I got it with the called for NPI silks. And these are just so soft and fluffy too. You just want to make a giant blanket out of them. And that red, isn't that pretty? That flower. That's the second one I want to look at. This isn't what I thought it was. Seeking Refuge, also by the Scarlet House. I want to finish the house. My house is larger than the one charted because I can't count, and I added a whole extra story to it, but that's okay. It's still gonna look really cool. Just a little bit bigger. I am doing this one. I went through my Gloriana stash and pulled colors that I thought would look nice. And if you follow Michelle Smitherman on Instagram, she asked me for the silk colors I use, so I sent it to her, and she whipped this thing out using these colors in like half a day, it felt like. So if you want to see what it's going to look like, check out Michelle Smitherman on Instagram. But the colors are so pretty. I can tell you what they are really quickly. India Ink, Ecru, Cobblestone, Cranberry, love cranberry, it's one of my favorite reds, Iguana Green, Birch Brown, Hazelnut Dark, and Tanager Green. And they are very, very pretty. I'm stitching it on 46 count tephra, and yeah. And that cranberry red is like perfect for bricks. Like it just, the variegation gives you that depth, and they look really good. So that one, I would like to finish the house. So far, I'm realizing how my September might not go as planned, but that's okay. Between all these that I have picked out, if I get one strand of floss in, that's okay. This one, I need to finish this one. Margaret Beatty from Hands Across the Sea Samplers is adorable. And I'm stitching it on 40 count that I hand dyed myself way long time ago. And I love it. I tried to change the little girl's hair, and then I threw myself off because this was before I learned the beauty of taking a picture and marking off your stitches on your iPad. So I got off and then just tried to keep going and make it work. So I'm essentially recharting her little face and hair as I go, but it looks good. So I'm just gonna keep going and doing whatever looks okay. And you know, on these antique samplers, some of the people look a little funny anyway, so I figure I can't go wrong. But she is a lot of colors. I'm using the DMC. These are all of, I don't know how many there are, but there's quite a few. And they are all very, very pretty. I have a lot left to do, but also it doesn't seem like really that much. Like I've got the first 2 rows of the alphabet finished. So I guess once I do get down where there's a lot is like that, all that solid stitching where there's the grass and bunny down here with her. That's gonna take some time. But I want to make a decent chunk of progress on this one because it reminds me of my daughters, the little girl out there with the bunny. So I want to get that done and framed. Not in September. I mean, I'm not that wild. I know I'm not going to finish it in September, but just sometime. Okay, my last sampler September piece that I want to, I don't even have anything where I'm like, oh, I'd like to get this done on it. I just want to work on Louisa Barney. I'm stitching this on also, it's the same color from the same thing I did as Margaret Beatty. I dyed it forever ago when I was just bored. And it's 40 count. I do love it. And oh, that cow. The peacock too. Like, oh, and the border. Like I need to just focus on this solid for like 2 weeks and get whatever goes right here. I think there's a dog or a house or something. Finish another motif because this one, it's huge, but it is gorgeous. It's, what did I say it was? Louisa Barney from Reflet de Soie. So pretty. And I'm using the DMC colors for this one as well. There are a ton. I didn't have holes punched in all my floss drops, so they're kind of just hanging. But like, look how many colors there are in this thing. Like, wow. That's a ton. And I think the model was done in silks, but I can't remember which silks. That's a lot of silks, but it's pretty in the silks. Like, I almost like the silk version better. Some of the DMCs didn't translate quite, you know, the same color, but you get as close as you can when doing a conversion. But, oh, that's so pretty. So that's Louisa Barney, and Louisa Sampler might be my favorite ever. So that's going to be quite an accomplishment when I finish that. Fabulous. Just laughing in my head thinking, oh, I really want to finish that, but here I am starting the equality sampler. Oh well, I enjoy starting too, like having a ton of whips. Oops, sorry. Sometimes it stresses me out, but not that often. Like I love starting. I love finishing too. I don't really like kitting. The process of finding everything isn't my favorite, but I love starting and collecting. That's fun too. So that is everything, I do believe. If you'd like your LNS or ONS to pick up any of my newest releases, pretty please reach out to them, let them know. I'm trying to get in more shops out there so that more people can find out about me. And I am growing slowly but surely. It's super exciting. Every time someone new reaches out, I do, in fact, do a little happy dance. And I thank you guys for that, because a lot of these shops, when they do reach out, they say, you know, one of my customers asked for your chart. And so because of y'all, I am going to succeed at my little business. And I thank y'all for that. It's very nice, and it's very, I don't know the word, just very heartwarming that you guys like what I have put out there. So thank you. And with that, I'm going to take off. I'm going to go put my stuff away and do a little bit of stitching. Bye-bye.